What's up again, fellow Olympians? We're here, like I told you, with the other first place deck profile from the local tournament that we did today. We did the one on the Monarchs. Now we're going to bring you the one with the Kaiju Graydles. Really good deck, really hard to beat. If you guys know about Kaiju Graydles, if not, you should really look into them because they're a pain in the butt to duel and go up against. This ain't my deck, this is Josh's deck, Hades deck, because he's like the devil when we play this deck. You really can't prepare for it. So let's get into the monster build. Run 2 of the Thunder Kings, new support, new card that came out in the Shining Victories. Really good card just for the fact that you can remove 3 Kaiju counters from anywhere on the field, and your opponent cannot activate card effects for the rest of the turn, so it stops the effects from happening. Also, it can attack up to 3 times for monsters. Can't do direct attack, but you can attack 3 different monsters. So a really good card. He's at 3,300, so really hard to get over. Then I run 2 Jizukirai, however you say it. Another good card with 3,300, so another powerful card. You move 3 counters from anywhere on the field. If a card targets exactly one card on the field, any card it is, even your opponent's a card, you can negate that effect and destroy 1 card on the field. You don't have to be that card that activated, but you can destroy any other card. So another good thing. Run 3 Gamacils. Gamacil is really deadly if you can get him to play on your side of the field, or he's really good special summon to your opponent's side of the field just because he's a weak monster. He's at 22. As long as you don't activate any effects, you're safe for your opponent. If you give this to your opponent, you're safe. If he's on your side of the field, you can move 2 Kaiju counters from anywhere on the field. Anytime a card activates its effect, any activation, you remove 2 Kaiju counters and you banish that card. This card is crazy. I really like Gamacil. I run 1 of the Kumagaris. I don't know. Shoot, I have another one in my hand too. We don't really use these 2 right here. This guy right here. We don't really use his effect because I don't really know what it is anyway. But he's a 2,400 monster. This is one of our go-to monsters, him and Gamacil, that we want to tribute or special summon on your opponent's side of the field, so that way you can get them to have a lower monster, so you can attack over with one of the 3,300s or something else. The next one is the run 1 Super Anti. This card is really good. We had it at 2, but it just doesn't serve a purpose, since you could also search for this card out with Waterfront or one of the other Kaiju cards. What this one does, let me just show you real quick. You can remove 2 Kaiju counters anywhere on the field. You can equip another Kaiju monster to this card from your hand or from your graveyard, and it adds up the attacks, because right now it's at 0 attack. So let's say that you have just him on the field. You want to equip, so you equip him with Thunder King. Thunder King, now he's at 3,300. Next turn, you remove another Kaiju, 2 Kaiju counters from the field, equip another Thunder King or whatever else you want. Now he becomes 6,600. This guy can keep growing. It doesn't say to stop. So this card can go as high as you need it to go, and you don't really have to worry about being tributed unless you're playing Monarchs, because Kaiju's, you're running it right now, the guy who tributes your cards. The next one, I run 3 Dogoran, or 2, sorry. I run 2 Dogoran. This card also, when you remove 3 Kaiju counters from anywhere on the field. I keep saying anywhere on the field because you'll see why when all the spells and everything happens. Anywhere on the field, you can blow up your opponent's monsters. All attack position monsters, you destroy them all. So really good card to clean it out, but when you activate that effect, he cannot attack. Alright, so that's the Kaiju monsters. Now we're going to go ahead and get into the Graydles. 2 Graydle Slimes, because that's all you really need, because he can get his effect in hand or in the graveyard. Use a Foolish Burial, throw him in the graveyard, so that way you can get him. You don't really need 3. Some people ran 3. But actually, when I say some people, I really never see anybody else run Graydle Kaijus, or even Graydles, period, except for Hades here. Anyway, his effect. When you activate it, you need to send 2 Graydle cards from your field to the graveyard. Special summon him. When he's special summoned, you can special summon a Graydle monster from your graveyard onto the field. Onto the field, you go into a synchro, you get Graydle Dragon or any other of the extra deck that I'll show you in a minute. Really good card. Next, we run 2 Graydle Cobras. Couldn't think of his name right now. This one's good for the fact that, again, all the Graydles, except for Slime, when they're destroyed by battle, they go to the graveyard, activate their effect, and they can take control of your monster, as long as it's not target proof. But this one, since this is how I know what they all do, since he's pink, if a trap card sends him to the graveyard, then he can also activate his effect and take one of your monsters by trap. I run 3 Graydle Eagles. He does the same thing by battle, except for yellow, you think card effect. When a monster effect sends him to the graveyard, he can still steal your monster. Destroyed, he can steal your monster. Then the last one I run is Graydle Alligator. Destroyed by battle, he can take your monster. Destroyed by spell card, he can take your monster. So that's all for the Graydles, for the monsters. Now let's get into the spells. Now I run 3 Graydle Impacts, because this card can save your life. Just for the fact that at the end of your turn, you're able to search out a Graydle card. Or if you have a Graydle card on the field, you can destroy your Graydle card and destroy one of your opponent's monsters. And at the end, you can still search for a Graydle monster. So that's a pretty good card to have on your side of the field, because you keep stacking your deck with the Graydles. Next one is Waterfront. Waterfront is for Kaijus. This is where I keep talking about anywhere on the field. Any card that's sent to the graveyard, you gain a Kaiju counter. Doesn't matter what card it is, your card, opponent's card, anything that's sent to the graveyard, you get a Kaiju counter. The next one, new card that got released in Shining Victories, Kaiju Files. This card gains a Kaiju counter every time a monster is, not a monster, a Kaiju is special summoned. So you can get up to 2, depending on how many other ones you do. Say that you special summon 1 on your opponent's side, special summon 1 on your side, you get up to 2. Now, this is where it comes in, where it's kind of good. It's good and bad. Just, you like it for the counters, but its effect also. Say that you need to get out, like that one I was telling you that you could attach the Super Anti. He's in, you can put him in a hand or whatever. You want to search for him, like telling you can search for him. You destroy one of your Kaiju monsters, remove like 2. You can destroy your own Kaiju monsters, search for him, add him to your side of the field. So you can search them out. The one that you just sent to the graveyard, if you have 2 counters somewhere else, like on Waterfront, you could detach the 2 on the Waterfront, attach the one that you just sent, and now you power him up. So you got your field kind of set up for him to get powered up by that. Or you don't really want to destroy your opponent's Kaiju monster because you have to replace it. So I would say it's good for counters and good for blowing up your own Kaiju monster to replace it. The next one is Slumber, Kaiju Slumber, 2 of them. Good card also for destroying everybody's field. So you can blow up your own side of the field, you blow up your opponent's side of the field, and then special summon 2 Kaiju monsters, 1 for each side. When it's also in the graveyard, you can banish it from the graveyard. Not the turn that it was sent, but the next turn you can banish it and search out a Kaiju monster. So also good to get your people out. 1 Foolish, so that way you can send Slime. Twin Twister, just when you get trouble. 1 Terraforming to pull out Waterfront. You could run more Terraformings. I don't think you really need it because you'll get Waterfront out somehow. And it's not, Waterfront's not really important as far as you want your Kaijus and Graydles out. So that way you can start stealing monsters and tributing all the rough cards. Alright, so the next one is Traps. So we run 2 Graydle Splits. Put out the glare. The Graydle Splits, in my opinion, are really good just for the fact that you can, no matter what, you could bring out 2 Graydle cards. You can attach this card to any monster that you control. It gains 500 attack points. So that's good when you have to power them up. You'll see in one of our videos that worked when he played the Monarch. Jake's monarch deck. He used this card to power up and save himself. But at the turn, you could discard this. You discard the monster that it's attached to, and you can special summon out 2 Graydle monsters. When you do that, normally you want to special out Slime and Eagle or whatever other one, so because you're getting ready to go into your synchro. So that's what that one's good for. Then I run 1 Kaiju Capture. This is also another way to get counters. So you add a counter every time a Kaiju, I believe, I'm sorry, I have to read this deck because I stopped playing it. It says, once per turn, if there are less than 3 Kaiju counters on this card, target 1 Kaiju on the field, change the position. Yeah, I know, I'm taking a little bit, sorry guys, because of Josh's deck, but he didn't want to go over the deck profile with him, or with you guys. Change it face down. You draw 2 cards. It doesn't really say 1 Kaiju monster on the field, change it, put it face down, then place 1, oh, that's it, that's awesome. Okay, so, say that you tribute, your special summon a Kaiju to your opponent's side of the field. You activate this card because it's continuous, so it stays on the field. Activate its effect, and you can change that card to face down defense, or just face down defense position. You already know. So, and then when it does that, you gain 1 Kaiju counter. This is good for when you need to just attack over the monster, or when I say over, I mean just attack it. So that way, because the defense is lower, always lower. So you can get your Kaiju off the field, and now they don't control a Kaiju. So you could either get that one off the field or tribute for another Kaiju monster in your hand or whatever you want to do, and you get a counter. 1 magical cylinder. That card saves his life many times because I think he's the only person in the world that runs this magical cylinder. 1 dark bribe. I really like dark bribe just for the fact that you can negate any spell or trap card. Skill drain. Another painful card that kills a lot of people, including this deck. It hurts this deck too, but if he's got their monster outs already, or his monster's out, then it doesn't really hurt him. But other than that, it hurts a lot of decks. And then 1 Grand Horn of Heaven, just for the fact that it stops special summons and skips the main phase 1 and goes straight to battle phase. So that's the trap cards. Now we go to the extra deck. Let's see, 3 Graydle Dragons. Sorry, I should have put these in the thing right there. 3 Graydle Dragons. When this guy is synchro summoned, he has the power to destroy up to 2 cards because it says by water monsters. How many water monsters synchro summoned him? 2. So he can destroy 2 cards on the field. And he's a 3000 beater. Really good card. If he's destroyed and sent to the graveyard, you could special summon a Graydle monster from your graveyard. So you're back in the action. The next one is Scarlet Red Dragon. I'm not going to go over all these guys' effects, but I'll just tell you some basic ones real quick from him. He has the power to destroy
all special summons.
Yeah, all special summon monsters. Thank you, Josh. You should be doing this deck profile. All special summon monsters, and when they do, inflict 500 damage for each one destroyed. The next one is Hot Red Dragon Archfiend. What does he do, Josh?
Destroy as many
monsters
in attack position. All the monsters that are attack position, you can destroy except for him.
Once per turn during your main phase, you can destroy all other face-up attack position monsters on the field. Monsters other than this card cannot attack the turn you do this.
Yep.
So he's another good card. And then run 2 Red Dragon Archfiends. That one does the same thing the other one does, except for it destroys defense position monsters. And when it does, I think it inflicts 500 damage. I could be wrong because I don't run this deck. The next one is Stardust Spark Dragon.
Saves your monsters.
Yep, that saves your monsters.
Now, Josh, do you see yourself running Acid for back row and Pendulums?
No. Let me just tell you guys how crazy this deck is, for one, and why it did so good. If you guys don't understand this Kaiju format, let's say that your opponent has this guy out, okay? Let's pretend he's at Infinity right now, okay? So he's at Infinity. The guy did all the work. XYZ summoned him, got a Nova, put all this big old deck. Now Josh has these in his hand, and he just tribute summons Infinity. Now Infinity's in the graveyard, doesn't get no effect because he just tribute summoned him, and Josh is able to special summon his on this other side of the field. This is how quick it could get. It just disrupts your opponent's side of the field no matter what. Just like the Cosmos, you can't target. Well, they don't target. They just tribute the crap out of your deck until you get frustrated and you want to punch Josh in the face.
Yeah. And you could do an OTK in the one on second turn.
If you set this up right, yeah, you can OTK. But it's very hard to set up for OTK. This is set up to
Make
beat
your opponent mad.
Yeah, you make your opponent mad and you beat your opponent with his own monsters. Or you just take his monsters and simply get him off the field. But this deck did get tied for first place because they didn't let us face each other. But technically, we faced each other today. And Josh did win the Monarchs. Beat the Monarchs with this thing. Because this deck is so crazy. It's hard to get over, you guys. You don't understand how hard it is to get over until you actually have to play it. And you'll see like the frustration set in because no one really sets up to play this deck.
This is an odd deck, you guys. Like, I cannot express as much. Like, when you go into a tournament, you expect playing Cosmos or Pepe or some, you know, Dracopal, something other than this. But when you see this deck walk in, and I could say, even playing with Monarchs, just, you know, start playing a week or two ago on the computer and playing it now, this thing just gives you so much problems because it could do so many things. You can't stop your monsters. Even with March of the Monarchs, it can still take it out. So you would have to set up an OTK second turn or you're kind of screwed. I mean, yeah, we don't run Dark Law or anything, but the only thing that does get over this deck sometimes would be DDs, just because of the fact you banish everything and then on top of Master Restrict would stop it. But not a lot of people run Master Restrict and not a lot of people run Dark Law or...
But even Dark Law, I mean, you get Dark Law out and you're happy because you can stop Graydles. Then he tributes Dark Law right off the field, and there goes your Dark Law. He attacks his monster, gets his monster back, and you're screwed again.
Yeah. And like
now, hold on. One second, real quick. Now, you set up for this. You think, oh, I can get this. I'm going to go ahead and add Imperial Iron Wall. So that way, what do they do? There's no tributing, right?
No banishing.
Oh, no banishing. So you don't want that one.
No, you want Master Restrict.
Master Restrict. Stops from tributing. Okay, well now you stopped him from tributing, but you didn't stop his Graydles from taking your monster. So now he'll just take your monster, and
like, you really can't set up for this. I mean, everybody says they're easy to overcome, but as right now, this thing gives everybody a hard time.
Yeah,
a hard time at locals, and like
nobody likes to play him at locals.
Yeah, like every single time I go in there, they're like, I don't want to play you. I'm gonna lose. And I'm scared.
Yeah, he did. The only one he lost to today was Toons. Alright, thank you guys for watching. Like, subscribe, share. We're going to keep bringing you videos. We would have brought more videos of the Monarch duels from today, but my stupid camera died. I should have a backup battery. But look for more videos.